Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're tackling a super high stakes topic today, navigating the system to maintain your vital food assistance in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We all know how absolutely crucial the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, is for keeping our families fed and secure. But keeping those benefits flowing? Well, that requires navigating some very specific rules. So today, we're breaking down exactly how to ensure your benefits are not interrupted.
Seeing a fast approaching deadline on official state mail can totally induce some anxiety, right? I mean, a lot of folks see that notice of expiration and immediately start panicking about the paperwork, the required proofs, and the very real fear of losing their benefits. But please don't worry. We're going to act as your guide today and map out this entire process together. Even if it's your first time, you'll know exactly what to do.
Here's our clear path forward. First, understanding SNAP recertification. Second, checking your eligibility. Third, our step-by-step renewal guide. Fourth, follow-up and troubleshooting. And finally, a quick wrap-up and disclaimer.
Okay, moving to Section 1, understanding SNAP recertification, what it is and when it happens. So the crucial point here is that recertification, which you might also hear called redetermination or just a renewal, is simply how you prove to the state that you still need their support. It's not a punishment. It's definitely not a random audit. It's just a standard, mandatory cycle required by federal and state law to ensure ongoing eligibility so your benefits don't hit a wall. Now, depending on your household, you might actually be surprised to learn that your renewal window operates on completely different loops. So if your household has a transient member or is subject to work requirements, you're looking at renewing every 6 months. But if someone in the home is elderly or has a disability, you might be on a 12 or 24-month cycle, though you'll probably need to submit a quick interim report halfway through. And if you're part of a special program like ESAP, you might only need to recertify every 36 months. The main takeaway? Know your specific cycle. All right, on to Section 2, checking your eligibility. Basically, the rules of the road. Now, this is important because your gross and net income tie directly to the federal poverty level to figure out your benefit allotments. Most standard households need to meet a strict gross income limit. But Virginia also uses something called broad-based categorical eligibility, or BBCE, which can actually allow certain households to qualify with a gross income up to 200% of the federal poverty level. But look at that second row, net income. Your net income is your gross income minus allowable deductions, things like rent and childcare. Maximizing those deductions, that is literally the key to maximizing your monthly SNAP amount. Okay, I want you to burn this number into your memory right now, 10. That's the number of days you have to report a major change in your circumstances to your local Department of Social Services, or DSS. You absolutely cannot wait until your renewal window opens if one of these major life events happens. So what kind of changes are we talking about? Well, these are the strict must-haves that you need to report within those 10 days. If your total household income goes over the SNAP limit, if you move, if your household size changes, if a mandated worker's hours drop below 20 a week, or, hey, if you receive lottery or gambling winnings of $4,500 or more, you must report it. Doing this promptly protects you from serious penalties, stops you from having to pay back benefits, and ensures you don't abruptly lose your coverage. Let's jump to Section 3, Step-by-Step Renewal Guide. This is your clear path forward. If you're going the digital route, which honestly is generally the fastest, this is your journey. First, you'll set up your secure profile on the Common Help portal. Second, you'll link your active SNAP case to that account. Third, you'll navigate to the My Renewals module, which, just a heads up, only pops up if you're within 60 days of your expiration. And finally, you just answer the questionnaire, upload your documents, and electronically sign. This is exactly what the top of the Common Help portal looks like. It is designed to be a super fast, secure, self-service platform that's accessible to everyone in the Commonwealth. Notice up in the top right, there's a link for Habla Español, so the whole system can be navigated in Spanish. Plus, there are really helpful page guides built right in, just in case you get stuck on a tricky question. Once you're logged in, you're going to need to link your case. You'll do this using your unique case number and client ID. You can easily find those printed right on your physical notice of expiration letter. Once it's linked, your dashboard will look just like this, showing all the active benefits tied to your account, whether that's SNAP, medical assistance, or TANF. From there, you just followed the simple prompts to kick off your renewal. Now listen closely here, because this is absolutely vital. There's been a major policy shift recently in Virginia. Back in the day, you could often use verbal self-declaration for your household expenses, meaning, you could just tell the caseworker what your rent or medical bills were. Yeah, that is no longer sufficient. under the updated regulations, you must provide formal documentary proof to claim those allowable deductions.
Because of that rule change, you really need to get organized early. Here is your required documentation checklist. You're going to need a government ID, proof of all income and wages for everyone in the household, proof of residency, and this is the big one, proof of your shelter costs, utility bills, and dependent care expenses. Gathering all these exact documents before you even log into Common Help, it reduces your anxiety and ensures you get the absolute maximum net income deductions you deserve.
But hey, what if you don't have internet access or you just prefer not to use the digital portal? You have some excellent alternatives. You can renew over the phone by calling the Enterprise Call Center at 1-855-635-4370. Let me repeat that. It's 1-855-635-4370. An eligibility worker will literally record your answers right over the phone. Or, if you prefer, you can request a physical paper application, fill it out, and mail, fax, or just drop it off in person at your local Department of Social Services office.
Okay, moving right along to Section 4, follow-up and troubleshooting, preparing for the obstacles. This is another massive update you really need to be aware of. Those COVID-19 waivers, they are gone. And that means mandatory interactive interviews have been reinstated in Virginia. So after you submit your renewal, you have to complete a private 10 to 30-minute phone interview with a benefit program specialist. They just do this to verify your application details and make sure no potential deductions were missed. If you miss a deadline, if you ignore requests for extra evidence from the DSS, or if you miss that mandatory interview, you face what's known as procedural termination. Basically, your benefits get cut off simply because the process wasn't completed, completely regardless of your actual financial need. To prevent this, just be proactive. Keep your phone number and mailing address updated so you never miss a notice, and call the helpline immediately if you hit a roadblock. Finally, Section 5, wrap-up and disclaimer. A quick final review of your roadmap. Summarizing our journey today, here are your absolute essential takeaways. First, know your specific 6, 12, or 36-month timeline so renewals never, ever catch you off guard. Second, report major life changes within 10 days. Third, gather physical proofs for all your expenses because, remember, verbal declarations are out. And finally, absolutely do not skip that mandatory phone interview. Please remember, while we really want to empower you with this structured explainer, it is for informational purposes only. Every single household is incredibly unique. Always consult official Virginia Department of Social Services resources, legal aid, or your dedicated caseworker for specific personal guidance regarding your own case. I'll leave you with this final thought today. Could your family be leaving vital benefits on the table simply by missing an allowable deduction or, a single piece of mail? Don't let paperwork stand between you and your food security. Start gathering your proofs today, keep your contact info updated, and take control of your renewal window. Thanks so much for learning with us, and take care.